Everybody, good afternoon. I am just letting a lot of us in here. Welcome. It's Monday, September 28th. I am talking now. I hope you can hear me. And so forth. Give me a sec as I let a few of us into the room, but welcome everybody. So here is our quick attendance check. If you could please use the chat. How old were you when you got your first phone? Is the question. Why do I feel like I asked this question? Let me know if I did already. Okay, no, I didn't. All right, so we have two 11s. 10, 9, wow, that's pretty young. 12 or 11, so a lot preteens. What? Kindergarten? That's crazy. That's awesome though. 1 years old? Wow. Awesome. Also make sure that you're answering the check-in question so I could double check attendance here. Wow. Official phone 15. Wow, 13, 11. Let's see. Who are we missing here? All right, I'm just double checking here. All right, let me go ahead and read who I don't have, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Like if you're here, just let us know. So I don't have Jalen Baker. I don't have Denise, Alexander, Carlos, Kyla, Ryan, and Celia. And then the rest is like, they let me know if there's an internet issue or something, but that's who I don't have right now. So let me go ahead and repeat that. I don't have Jalen Baker, Denise, Alexander, Carlos, Kyla, Ryan, and Celia. Let me go ahead and check the chat here to see if I missed anybody. I like your picture. Okay, cool. I don't think anyone else is missed. And we have Alexander joining us right now. So again, if your friend isn't here, and if you know them, send them a text so they're not marked absent. We're here coming into the third week of the module, third week of math class. All right, let me go ahead and enter in the attendance here on PowerSchool. All right, so Jalen Baker's not here. Denise, Carlos, Kyla, and Ryan and Celia. Cool. And just let them know, and if they come on in, I'll correct the attendance. Thank you all for being here, though. Otherwise, let's get started. So today, what are we going to be doing? Here's our agenda. So we just had our attendance and check-in. We're going to be finishing up our notes on function composition. It's just a little bit left on it. And then we're going to be talking about, well, when do we actually use function composition in the real world? And then we're going to have group work. And this group work will be put into PowerSchool as long as you're on task and in your group and so forth. It's going to be a Padlet. I'll show you all how to, like, draw your work as a group on the Padlet. We're going to use a new tool on it. Then we're going to have a checkout question at the end of class. Asynchronous number 6 got posted today. It's due tomorrow. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, we got stuff due. So it's due tomorrow, and it's about function composition. If you did not, yet do asynchronous number 5, I'm going to take a look at that right after this class. So let me know if you want, some credit on it. If you still need some more time on it, just text me and remind. I'm happy to accommodate you. As long as, you're keeping in contact with me, just let me know. But yeah, that's just the overview of what we're doing. Let me know if anyone has any questions. Let me correct the attendance. We got Ryan. Awesome. And we have, who else do we got? Kyla. Kyla's here too. Oh yeah, it's your birthday, Ryan. Happy birthday. Woohoo, yay. Happy birthday. I was about to ask that. I swear I remembered. Happy birthday. Went ahead and y'all can use the chat or unmute if you want to wish happy birthday to Ryan. Are we 17 or 18?
17, but you know, next year I'm gonna be growing, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's good. That's awesome. I graduated when I was 17 as well. It's good. Happy birthday. All right, awesome. Nope, you're not absent. I got you now. Kyla. So who I have absent right now, everybody, is Jalen, Denise, and Carlos, and Celia. So again, if you're friends with them, send them a text, let them know to come on in. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and jump back into our notes. You do need, whatever you're taking notes on, a piece of paper, pencil, and then we're gonna copy down some stuff, and then we're gonna, at the end of class, have some group work. All right, so last Thursday, we ended on this example right here, example number 3. So this is the one we did on Thursday. And then we're going to do one more example called example number 4 that we didn't have time to do last Thursday, but we're gonna finish up today. So just as a general overview, go ahead and you could copy down example 4 right now, but as a general overview, we talked about function composition last week. That's when you create a new function using 2 functions. And how you do it is you take a function and you're substituting it into another. That's basically what's happening. So in this scenario, what we did last week right here, you're taking this f function and substituting it into g. So this right here in red got substituted into g. That means whatever x is, you're going to replace it with whatever the f is. So this whole x right here got replaced down here in this step. So you have the whole function squared plus 1. After this point hit, we had to just do some simplification afterwards. So we had to rewrite it. Sometimes you got to use box method. So this is just a review of what we did last week. Box method. Sometimes you don't always got to do box method. You only do box method whenever you're multiplying 2 binomials. 2 binomials are like these down here, where you have 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. Whenever you have 2 binomials, that means it's 2 terms being multiplied together. And the binomial, so bi means 2. So the 2 parts is 2x, and the second part is 5. So that's a binomial, and this is your second binomial. Whenever you're multiplying them, then you know to use box method right here. You simplify, in this case, 25 plus 1 gave us 26. And once you're done adding like terms and so forth, you're basically done with your answer. So this was our answer from last week. So that's just a general overview of what we did last week. Now let's take a look at example 4 right here. And I'm going to change my color, too much red. Let's do blue. All right, so now we have this new one. So let's say we have f of x is 2x squared minus 1. And then our second function is now 3x plus 5. So now it's new. And we want to try to evaluate again g of f of x. All right. Step 1 usually is we like to color code our stuff just to keep track of what's happening. So when we look at this expression, we could see that f of x is going to be first, or that's what you're substituting. The f of x is going to get substituted. F of x, if you look at the problem, is 2x squared minus 1. So my next step is going to be, I'm just substituting what f of x is. It was 2x squared minus 1. That's right there. Okay. Now this step is saying g of 2x squared minus 1. That means this whole function needs to get plugged into g. So this whole thing, I'm going to circle it. will get plugged into G, and it's going to get plugged into where the X is at. So this whole function is going to get substituted right here. And whenever you're doing substitution, it's always good to use your parentheses to kind of show that you know what's getting substituted. But take a look. Notice how G is in purple right here. This would have been 3x plus 5. But instead of x, I substituted the function f, which was 2x squared minus 1. It's there in red. Let me just go ahead and pause, see if there's any questions so far. I'm not done yet with this problem. It's just pausing on the process. All right, so let's try to simplify now. So what we have is 3 parentheses 2x squared minus 1 close parentheses plus 5. How about in the chat? Let us know what should we do to simplify this? Like, what do I do next? What should I do to kind of like simplify this answer better? So it could be in the chat, or you can unmute. Any ideas on what I could do? Okay, got something. Multiply by 3. Okay, so the part where we multiply by 3, I'm assuming will be the one where it says 3 parentheses. Okay, we got some more information. So multiply by 3. And then Brenda says distribute. And then Danny, you clarify by saying that it's going to become 6x squared minus 3. All right, so you both look like you're saying the same thing. So by saying multiply by 3, you mean like distributing by 3, but you're going to be multiplying each term. That's right. Let's go ahead and try that. So this needs to get distribute. That's a way to simplify this. When you distribute, you're going to see that you get the thing that Danny wrote down. So 3 times 2 is 6x squared. 3 times negative 1 gives you the minus 3. And then this plus 5 right here, we just bring it down. Awesome. Then the only last thing we got to do is combine like terms. Negative 3 and 5 are like terms. So negative 3 plus 5 is going to get us plus 2, positive 2. So if you have negative 3 points, you get 5 points. You're going to have an overall of 2 points if you're imagining a game show there. And because there's no more like terms that we can add, we're done. So that's your answer for this example 4. So notice how sometimes you might need to use box method like we did over here. Or sometimes you don't need to use box method. You need to maybe perhaps distribute. It depends, you know, like what you have. Distribute. Cool. Let me go ahead and pause here, see if anyone, I know I write really badly. That says distribute. But anyways, let me go ahead and give us about 30 seconds on this slide for any questions or any clarifications or time to just write this down. Let me just put a second timers, 30 seconds. Let me check the chat. All right. What's the title of these notes? So these notes are actually a continuation from last time. Right after my timer's up, let me just go back and show you what the title was. So we're still continuing the notes from Thursday. So it should be the same title from Thursday. Because remember, we got cut off at example 3. Let me clear my work, everyone, and then let me get that title for us. Let me clear all drawings. All right, so the title, escape. It was originally up here, right here. It's called function composition. The learning target was I can define and evaluate composite functions. So that was from last week. It's the same one, and we're continuing that. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and move on to what we got to do. Okay, Awesome. So we went ahead and finished up our examples. So what we did was basically the technical part, just like knowing how to actually substitute a function into another to create a new function. Now is when we're moving into a new part in our notes. So now is when you want to put the new title, everybody, because I was finishing up last week. Here's the new title. Applying function composition to the real world now is what we're going to be doing right now. The learning target is I can identify and create a new function when the scenario requires function composition. Let's go ahead and take 30 seconds. Let's write this down. 30 or so seconds. Let me do 45. Go ahead and put down this new title in your notes. Again, this portion right here, please make sure you pay attention because that's going to lead us into our group activity for today. And I will be grading today's Padlet right after class. So just as long as you're engaged and participating, you'll be getting your credit on that. All right, I hope we got down this title and learning target in your notes. Let me know if anyone needs more time on this slide. I'm gonna go ahead and move us over to the next portion. Okay, let's go. All right, everybody. So, oh, there's something in the chat. Let's see, probably someone needs more time. Okay, wait. Yes. Let's go ahead and let me give 30 more seconds on this one. Let me know once you're done. Yay, thank you. All right, let's go. Okay, so again, for these notes, you don't have to write word for word. Maybe the parts that I highlighted, like for sure, but remember, just so that you don't take up all your time just writing word for word, just write the general gist. So the part that you need to know is when do we use function composition, like in a word problem? Important. So you use function composition in the real world when you need to apply a function equation first, followed by another function equation. Like there's an order, like I have to do this function first, and then I do this one. Then once you do that order, it's going to give you this new function that helps you solve a problem. So in these cases, the order in which you apply the function matters. So go ahead and take your time reading that. So this is when do you use function composition? Okay. And then after, like in a bit, we're going to take a look at a word problem where you use function composition. And then hopefully from there, like be able to analyze like when we'd be able to use it and how. And then we'll be jumping into group work from there. Let me give us a few more, let's give 45 seconds on this slide right here to get the main gist of it. And by the way, the slides are on Google Classroom as well, just in case if you feel like it's going too fast or something. All right. We're gonna soon transition. Let me just update the attendance here. All right. I hope you all got the gist of this. Again, slides are on Google Classroom. Let me move us on to the next portion. Now wait a sec. Do not copy all this down. I did not want you all to see all this in one swoop. Hold on. It's overwhelming if you see all this all at once. One sec. There we go. All right, so let's start with the example. Let's go ahead and copy down this here example, and then we're gonna talk about it. Just pretend you didn't see that previous stuff because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I wanna walk us through here. So here's the example. You work at a furniture store. This is the word problem. You receive a weekly salary, plus you get 3% commission on sales over $2,000. So if your company or your store, your furniture store sells over $2,000 in furniture, whatever amount you make over 2,000, you're going to get a 3% commission on that. So for example, if you make $2,005, that $5, you're going to get 3% of the $5. If you make $3,000, how much you made over 2,000 is 1,000. You'd get 3% of $1,000, which would be, I don't know, I use a calculator, unless someone knows that already. 3% of 1,000 would be $30. Really? It's a little bit. So you probably want your company to sell way more than just 1,000 over. You probably want, like, the more you sell, the more you're going to get back in commission. So you get your weekly salary, plus you get this 3% if you make over 2,000 bucks. And then assume that in this week you sell enough to get that commission. So we're going to be starting to create a function to represent this stuff. So first, let me let y'all write this down, the word problem itself. I'm kind of just giving you some background on what it means, like to get 3% commission only if you make over $2,000. And it's only after the 2,000 that you get 3% of it. All right, hopefully you got the word problem down. Let's go ahead and start to create some functions here to represent, the situation. Now, number one, first thing, let's make X the total money made at the furniture store. That's a basic one, right? X could be the variable, how much we make. So X, like, we want X to for sure be like over 2,000 if we want that 3% commission, right? We want to try to make as much sales, because the more sales you make, the more percentage of that commission you get. So X is the total overall money made at the furniture store. So that's the first step, identifying a variable. Next, f of x equals 0.03x. Now, I'm going to first present this to you, and I want someone in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, to tell us, what does this represent? What is 0.0?
The 3%.
3% of the money made.
Yeah, who said that? Sorry, who said that? I can't identify.
I said 3% of the money that you make, basically what you profit from the overall profit.
Perfect. And who's this? Who's speaking?
This is CJ.
CJ, awesome. Thank you so much. That is correct. So the 3% commission, right? Yes, because 0.03 represents the decimal of 3%. Totally. How do you spell commission? There we go. 2 M's. Perfect. Let's write that down. So yeah, this function right here represents the 3% you get on the commission. Perfect. You write that down. Now, oh, didn't get a chance to unmute, but okay, I did. I answered and left. Okay, awesome, y'all. Great. Okay, so we all understood that that was the 3% commission. Perfect. Now we need another function because not only are you getting 3% commission, but you have to make over $2,000. So we need another function to represent that. This function here, let's say the second function is going to be G. This here represents the X amount you make if you make over 2,000. So for example, let's say I made $3,000. If I made 3,000 bucks and I subtract 2,000, well then that means I made $1,000 over the 2,000 mark, right? And then basically this $1,000, if I take the 3% of that, will be my commission. So this function right here represents how much I make if I make over the 2,000, if that makes sense. Making over 2,000 is this function. You have to do X minus 2,000. You could test it out with any X value. So for example, if I made 4,000, let's say I sold $4,000 worth of furniture at the store for X. So that means overall, I'm gonna get 3% of 2,000 bucks and so forth. So yeah, you could totally test it out and you can see that this here function will represent your sales over $2,000. So that's just, let me know if anyone has any questions on that G function there. Let me clear this up. And these bottom blue parts are just examples for you to see that that function is valid because I'm testing it out and showing that. Oops, I didn't want to undo everything. Just want to erase the bottom stuff. This one I'm going to put make over 2,000 in sales. Or sell, you know what? That's a better word. Sell over $2,000 of furniture. Sales over 2,000. There we go. Over 2,000. Perfect. Whew, there we go. We got two functions. And let me check the chat here. Can you repeat that step again? Which step? Sorry about that. Which step in particular? Let me know. So the first step was we had to create a function that represents 3% commission. That's going to be 0.03x. 0.03 is the decimal version of 3%. Whenever you're dealing with percentages and math, you want to convert that to decimal. This second function right here represents sales over 2,000. So what we did right now in the steps is basically created our two functions. And previously what I did is I substituted like made up numbers for X to check if that did actually give me sales over 2,000. If I made $5,000 in sales, I do 5,000 minus 2,000, that gives me 3,000 that I made over the 2,000, and that would be the commission that I'd get the 3% on. So that's just me just verbally going over the steps I did. Let me know if I need to write down something again or something there in the chat. All right. Now that I have these two functions set, okay, that's great. My goal is I want to create a new function that's going to tell me how much I get money in my pocket. So that's what I want to know. Like, I don't want to like know these two separate things unless it's useful to me. For example, I wonder which one will be more useful to me if I do f of g or g of f. So remember, the function that's in the inside, either g or either f, whatever's on the inside means it has to happen first. So which one needs to happen first, the 3% commission or making sales over 2,000? Let's see what the chat says. Shouldn't G goes first? First one, sales first. And then Risha says the 3% commission. Sam says sales first. I wonder if for those who are saying sales first, can you give us like a reason? Maybe unmute or you could type it. Why do you think the sales should go?
Well, because you don't get the commission on the sales. You need the sales first, or else the commission doesn't matter.
Yes, and I'm doing the wave here. Yes, you do need to, like, in order for you to get the commission, you need to make the money first. You need to make the sales first. So the sales comes first. So that's correct. The function we want, and let me just let people in, is this one. Let me circle it. Let me also change the color. Too much blue now. Nope, I don't want red. Purple. This is the one we want, right? Because you only get the 3% commission if you first make over $2,000. So we don't want this one. So see how the order here will matter when you're setting these up and creating your functions. So yeah, we don't want that. Let me know if anyone else has any questions on that, but it was nicely explained there. All right, so then if we need f of g of x, let's go ahead and start to build that function that's going to tell us how much money we get in our pocket. All right, and some of my drawings are in the way, so I'm gonna have to erase what I circled here, but we're doing this one. All right, so f of g of x. So the next step is going to be g of x is on the inside. That means I'm going to replace g of x with what g of x is. It's x minus $2,000. So see, that's my next step. All I did is I rewrote g of x with what it is, x minus 2,000. That's that step. And what this is going to tell me here is that I need to take this whole function and I have to plug it into f. That's what this is telling me to do. So what this is telling me to do is I need to take this whole function, because g is going into f. This whole function needs to get plugged in right here where the x is. Needs to get substituted like this. You're going to replace that red X right there with the blue. That's what we're going to do in the next step. Let me show you what that looks like. There we go. See, notice it's 0.03, but instead of X, it's the G function, the X minus 2,000. Let me pause here. Yeah, Danny, it's exactly that. Sorry, I didn't see the chat before you, I saw the chat there, but I didn't click on the chat. Perfect. So this is our setup. This is basically the answer, everyone, but it's not fully simplified. We want to make sure we simplify. What should I do next to simplify this fully? And this one, I'll wait for the chat. Multiply or distribution? Yes. All we got to do is, yep, Risha, totally correct. We're going to distribute. Just do that. So 0.03 is going to get multiplied here to x, and 0.03 needs to get multiplied to $2,000. You could totally use a calculator for that part, the 2,000, but this one's going to become 0.03x minus 60. So if you use you could use your phone. If you do 0.03 times 2,000, you're going to get 60 as your answer. So this right here looks like it's fully simplified. There's no more like terms I can add. So this looks like it's our new function. This is going to represent the total money that actually goes into our pocket. I'll test it out and you'll see. So there we go. This bottom part is just kind of synthesizing what we did. This f of g of x, our new function, represents the total money that you get in your pocket if your company makes over 2,000. Try substituting for x and check. So we could try different numbers. Like let's say, yeah, you could write that, Danny. Yeah, this is like the synthesis. I would totally recommend y'all to write this down, the bottom part, and then I'll go ahead and test out my new function. So let's see. Let's say I make 10,000 bucks. I'm gonna circle my new function here. This is my new function. Now, if I make 10,000 overall sales in the furniture store, all I gotta do is I'm gonna plug it in here. So 0.03 times 10,000. Let's say I make 10,000, because you know furniture is expensive. I bet it'd be easy to make like 10,000 in a furniture store, minus 60. Again, I'm using this down here, the new function. Using my handy dandy calculator on my phone here, I'm going to do 0.03 times 10,000. Then I have to subtract 60. So if my furniture, if I sell $10,000 in furniture in my store, the commission I get is only 240. Not that much, to be quite honest. 3%. So if you do the math on your phone, you'll see that. And you could test it out. Let's say if I make 20,000, I don't know, maybe it's much more. You get much more if you sell an overall of 20,000 in furniture. Try this one. Let's see what's worth our time. So if you were like working at a store that did something like this, you could kind of test like, hey, is it worth the commission? Or like if I sell a certain amount, how much am I going to get? Times 0.03. So if you oops, no, I messed up. Times 20,000. Darn it. Minus 60, 540. So if I sell 20,000 in furniture, I would get 540. I guess you would have to it depends what you're selling there in the store. Hopefully it's the fancy expensive furniture, because the more expensive it is, the more you sell, the more money you'll get in commission in addition to your weekly pay. So some stores work like that. I know in Macy's, sometimes they hire people like salespeople based on commission. So you want to just do the math and see if it's worth it as well. Like, how much do they usually sell, to see how much I'm actually going to get into my pocket. So this is an example of how we would use function composition in the real world. Now, you could have totally figured out your commission by using these two separate functions. Like, okay, I know I need 3% only if I make over 2,000. You could totally use these separately, but the goal here is to use function composition to create a new function that's just going to make your calculations easier, if that makes sense. So I'll just pause here for any other questions, clarifications, anything like that, or for you to get this down. Let's have 45 more seconds. This was from here too. This is me testing. All right, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and move on from this slide. Again, slides are on Google Classroom, but the things that's not on there is my annotations, like what I'm doing on the side and circling and so forth. But if you need that, I could totally send you the video as well. Just request it and I'm happy to send it to you. Let me go ahead and clear this so we could get ready for the group thing. Clearing this. All right. So let's see. All right. So what is the group thing? So your group is going to be getting a new word problem, very similar to the one we did. It's not exactly the same, but similar. And it's going to be about function composition. As a group, you're going to reach an agreement. Just whatever agreement it is, it doesn't have to be right. It's about participation here and just getting your ideas down. When I come by, I should see that the screen is being shared by someone in the group. You all can decide among you, like maybe you could do earliest birthday or latest birthday. I don't know, like just decide who's going to do it and just make that a quick decision. And one response per group. So it's not everybody replying on the Padlet, it's just one per group. So it should only be like 7 or 6 responses on the Padlet once you all get the Padlet. So that's just a clarification. And this is the group problem that you all will be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and read it, and then I'll take you to the Padlet where your groups will be doing the stuff, and then we're going to get into our groups. So it's going to be random groups. So This is the new problem where you're going to try your best to apply what we talked about, function composition. This time you're the CEO of a big company. You're paid an annual salary plus a bonus check of 1% of the company's profits over 5,000. There's a different company. This time you get a bonus check only 1% if you make over 5,000. Consider the two functions. So here, y'all, I give you the functions. Notice that you didn't have to create it for this one. The reason I gave you the functions, by the way, everybody, is because I'm not interested right now to see if you can create functions. You will be doing that in your mini final right at the end of this, but right now I'm not interested in that. I'm interested to see if you can make the function composition that represents the new, the money that goes into your pocket, the new function. And, X represents total profit the company made. So your goal as a group is you're going to be creating a new function that represents the total money that goes into your pocket as a CEO of this big company. Explain and justify as a group. So let me show you the Padlet that you'll be putting your work on. Let me just escape. And I see something in the chat. Hold on. All right, here's the Padlet. Actually, first, sorry, let me give you the Padlet after I show you something. Show you what, it's a party one. So anyways, the problem will be on the Padlet just for ease. So that's why whoever's in your group sharing the screen can just click on here and you'll see the problem. And let me clear my annotations, clear this, clear all drawings. What you'll be doing as a group is, see this plus button, you're gonna be adding a new post, like so, but you're not going to start typing. What I want you to use is the drawing tool. Go down to these three buttons down here, and it says draw. That way you're able to kind of color code and like show me the work that your group is doing. Like for example, I don't know, like this, or it could be the other way around, right? You could do your color coding and then show your answer and your work. Yeah, it will be messy. I'm just making up numbers right here. It might be messy and so forth, but this is the way I want us to go ahead and show our work as groups. And it's okay if it's messy because you can see how I'm messy. So you'll be using the drawing tool on the Padlet. So I'm going to go ahead. Again, let me repeat. You go to the three dots and you click on the draw. And then it's going to open up this and you're able to actually write out the work as a group. I'm going to close this. I'm going to delete it. Let me go ahead and share the Padlet with you all, and then we'll go into our groups. There's some stuff in the chat. Let's see. Do we have to color code? Does only one person do it for the group? It helps if there's one person like annotating for the group, but maybe someone else or some other people in your group are helping you do the problem. It shouldn't be just one person doing all the work. Someone should be sharing the screen, or maybe a different person could be annotating and or writing it out. Color code does help. You don't have to color code, but it does help us see what's happening, if that answers the question. All right, everyone, there's the Padlet. We're gonna have like the last 10 minutes or so to finish this as a group. This will be for credit as long as you try and get some stuff on there, all right? And I will be jumping into groups just to see how it's going. I'm not there to like judge or anything. I'm just there to just observe. Like I'm just looking to see what y'all are thinking about. Because again, we're still learning all this together. It doesn't have to be about accuracy right now. There could be questions going on, all of that. All right, let me go ahead and start to create the groups. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Everyone should be able to open up the Padlet. And let's take a look here. All right. Oh yeah, by the way, if there's any issues with any of the groups I made, like, because this is randomized, just let me know and I could move you. Just like personally on my remind if there's any like issues. All right. Otherwise, let's get going, y'all. Let me open up the rooms. Go ahead and click join. No, it's gonna be different. So this one's random. It actually takes me a bit if I create the same groups. Risha and CJ, did y'all get an invite for a group? Hi, CJ.
Yeah, I DC. I don't know what happened.
Okay, let me go ahead and move you into a group. Okay. There we go. You should get an invite.
Functions given by that and that. X represent total profit made. Okay, so
But I keep getting but
do we start with FX or GX?
I think we start with, let me see.
It doesn't say what like represents. Do we just have to make an equation?
Yeah, I think.
We don't have to like answer it.
Right, let me see. I don't know, Ruben.
I think we do because she's not giving us like what did we make. So
So guys, do you got it yet, Tori?
No, I'm confused. Like, hold on.
Do you not have the link? I think the teacher joined. You could ask her to send it to you.
Mr. Donald, can you read the equation? I forgot to take a picture of it. Like, is it how?
Oh, we got the equation. Do you still need the link or no?
Oh no, I have the link for the drawing thing. I'm on it right now.
Okay, I can read you the equation. We like.
Okay.
So can Sam.
Okay.
There's g of x.
Hello.
I was wondering, where do we, like, what work are we supposed to be showing?
Yeah, on the Padlet. So who's sharing the screen here?
Oh, it's the link, right?
Mm-hmm. The Padlet link. Do y'all have it? You can also repost it.
Oh, it's in the chat.
Mm-hmm. And someone should like open it and share their screen so they could kind of see the problem. Everyone could see it together. And then from there, as a group, try to create a post with like the answer or the start of your answers.
Okay, thanks, Miss Adela.
Welcome. Let me jump into other groups because a lot of them are like, the directions. I'm just jumping in to see.
Okay, thank you.
Automatically take away 5,000. So then you just start, then now it's G of 5,000. And then I think try and,
Mrs. Sedano. I
Yes,
can't
sir.
write. There, forget it.
okay.
Give 10,000 minus 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that it would equal 5,000, right?
Yeah. And then you can multiply it by 0.1, and I think that's your answer.
Multiply? Why would you multiply it?
It's the same thing as dividing, but it's just better, and that's what they're asking for.
Okay.
divided by, well, I cannot write.
He said multiply by 0.1.
Multiply
Point
thing.
zero one. Or you
Oh,
can just divide by 100. It's the same thing.
I was gonna put divide anyway. Good.
I know how hard it is for me to draw on those. Yeah. It's very hard.
Right? And then you should get 50.
But AJ, the link isn't working.
It's not working.
Mm-mm.
Mr. Donald. Oh yeah, she got it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
let's
missed-
get some work. Too.
Finally, bruh.
Who's screen sharing for this group?
I'm gonna.
Leon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let me check in on other groups because a lot of groups are like struggling with the, yeah. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, what is this? Bruh, y'all looking at what I'm
But
I'm trying to do the math right now. Hold on.
All right.
I wouldn't know.
Now we did good.
Did Clinton leave the group chat?
Oh yeah. Oof.
Why?
I don't
I
know.
don't think he likes us.
Probably has some technical issues actually. It happens with him.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good.
Leon and Sons.
Oh gosh, that's Leon's.
That's a good company name.
Leon's and Sons.
Sounds like a company name. That's fine.
These are
You got it center, Gerardo?
yeah.
Got
Can
it?
you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, this is what I'm doing. Okay,
Bro,
this
somebody else looked way worse, bro. Like I couldn't.
What?
Remember, like when I started sharing my screen, like the first person.
this is a commission, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, commission. And then this,
SEO.
ooh,
Yep. You got it.
okay, this is the other part. Oh shoot. Okay.
5,000. Yep.
Okay. Then we're using this one. I don't know why, but we just are. Okay.
I don't think that's right. Mr. Donald face look weird. Is she seeing that?
Well,
It's right, but I want to know if anyone in this group knows why f of g of x would be right to use here.
I don't know. My phone died, so I couldn't really understand it.
Without the sales, you can't get like the commission.
Yeah. Perfect, because you got to make the over 5,000K first. So you got to do G first, right? Then you get your commission. Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome job, y'all.
Oh my God, I can't.
That's my little
I'm gonna actually bring us together in a sec. I might use your group's example. We're almost out of time. All right, y'all. Good job.
Oh.
Hello, hello. I'm just waiting for everyone to come on in and join us. Let's see here what we got. Yes. Welcome, welcome. I'm still waiting for everybody to come on in and join us. So got a few, like half of us are not here. All right, we got most of us here. Welcome everybody, welcome back. So quickly to synthesize our group stuff. So I know a lot of us were like a little bit tripping about like the Padlet and like how we're supposed to, the directions of it all. So that's okay. We're gonna get used to it. I basically wanted to go ahead and pick out the group that kind of had the most here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one here. This one is kind of coming in there though with Brandon, Zion, and Rosario. But this group, they went ahead and they wrote down the g of x, f of x, and they had the, oh, it's gone. There it is. They had the correct setup, f of g of x. And then I asked the group why the setup was correct. So the group was like, I think this is correct. I don't know why. But why is it important that g of x goes in the inside here for this particular problem? Can someone unmute or in the chat? Why does
Sure, I guess I'll do it.
Awesome.
Just like the other equation, the 0.10x, it doesn't matter until the x minus 5,000 occurs.
What was that again? Repeat that. Sorry.
I want to look back at the equation real quick. Just like in the last problem, you didn't get the extra profit unless you made that money first. And you need to make the 5,000 first, or else you wouldn't get any bonus.
Yes, that's correct. So this is the correct setup, f of g of x, because g here represents first you are getting the commission. You got to get the money first in order for you to then take 1% of that. So this setup would be correct. And then the way this group multiplied this out is also correct. Awesome. And I see other groups kind of getting there. Again, we will be getting credit, even if we kind of were a little bit confused on the directions. Everyone who's here was trying to figure out the directions and trying to understand it. We will be getting credit. Again, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you, everybody, for your participation and so forth. Let's go ahead and call this done. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye. Have a good day, everyone. Awesome job. I love this. Awesome. So Jairel, yes, you needed to check in. Hi, Jairel, are you able to hear me? Or are you able to type back in the chat? Jirel, are you there?